Jivana. We're here today for a yoga practice that's going to be energizing. So this is for you if you know that you are a Kapha Prakruti or Vikruti, or if you're just feeling a little stagnant today, or maybe you've overindulged recently in your food or beverage intake and you know you just need to maybe get things moving, or your digestion has been maybe a little sluggish and you need to just get things moving. So this practice will be for you. This will be about a 20 to 30 minute flow. So just be prepared for that. We're going to move a little bit faster than usual. The poses will be maybe a little bit more challenging, but as always, just take things at your own pace. If something doesn't feel right in your body, definitely make your own adjustments as you see fit. And let's get started. So let's get started today just in a wide knees child's pose. So Balasana, wide knees and big toes to touch. You can bring your arms forward, forehead to the ground. If you would like to, you can bring your arms to the back and let them rest on your lower sacrum if that feels better to you. And while we're in this first position, let's just take a moment to settle in and let your mind and body connect with your breath. So as you're here, just take a moment and let your inhales get just a little bit longer than they normally are. Maybe when you're at the top of your inhalation, just take a moment and let yourself find one more sip of air at the top. And then as you exhale, slow your exhale down. We'll only be here for a few moments, so really enjoy these moments. Let your belly relax. With each inhalation, try to find some extra space in your rib cage. See if you can really extend that air and that breath in between every single rib. See if you can expand your rib cage, not just into the front part of your body, but also into the sides and into the back of your body. See if you can make your back go out, like inflate through your back, and also through your side body. So everything is expanding, not just the front part of your body, but all parts of your chest cavity are expanding. And then with every exhalation, everything is just sucking in and then out. We'll be here for just a few more breaths. And now start to just press into the fingertips and the palms. So you might find that your forearms start to lift off the ground a bit. And take your left arm and thread it underneath your right shoulder, bringing your left temple to the ground. And if you feel like it, you can take your right arm, bring it around and tuck it into your left hip crease. Still sinking your hips back towards your heels. Still finding that deep inhalation into all parts of your chest. And bring your both arms up, back to the front of your mat. And let's repeat that on the other side. So your right arm now goes underneath your left. Right temple comes down to the ground. And if you did it on the other side, you can take your left arm and sweep it behind. Finding length in the right side of the body. Still expanding through the chest cavity with every inhalation. We'll be here for one more breath. Then bringing both hands out to the front of the mat. Let's press up into a tabletop position. So shoulders are directly over the wrists. Hips are right over the knees. And we're going to do just a few cat-cows. So starting with the crown of the head, we look forward and extend, stretching and lengthening out the spine. And then reach up into a cat pose. And then leading with the crown again, coming back up into a cow. Try to make these movements very fluid if you can. And then reaching back up into a cat. And back up into a cow. And then find any just innate movements that come to you. You may want to find some spinal twists, or maybe you want to find some movements that stretch out your wrists, pointing the palms backwards, your fingers towards your knees. Or maybe you just want to stick to just plain cat and cow, and that's fine too. But find whatever is calling you right now. And we'll meet back in a tabletop position. And we're going to do a little core work here. So taking our left hand and right leg, extending each. So the toes of your back leg, the toes of your right leg are pointing down towards the ground. And keeping a neutral spine, so you want to keep your gaze towards your mat. And we're going to take our arm and leg in for a crunch and extend, crunch, extend, inhale on the crunch, exhale on the extend, inhale, exhale, inhale to crunch, exhale, extend, couple more, extend, inhale, exhale, one more, inhale, exhale, and hold. See if you can lift your foot a little higher, and then reach back, grasping your foot for a little bit of a back opener and shoulder opener, working on balance. And release. We're going to repeat that on the other side. So extending your right arm this time and left leg, pointing your feet, your toes to the ground. So inhale on the crunch and exhale on the extension. So inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, Inhale, exhale. 2 more. Inhale, exhale. Inhale, exhale. Lifting a little higher. Reaching back. Grabbing your foot. Stretching out your back, your shoulder. Balancing, working on mental control. And releasing. Now let's take your left foot back for an extension. Toes tucked under. We're just going to get a stretch through the back of the calf. You may want to just rock back and forth a little bit. And bring it back up to tabletop and repeat it on the right side. So bringing that foot back, tucking the toes, finding that good stretch through the back of the leg. And back. Now we're going to take our left leg out to the side and sink back like we're in a child's pose, except we have one leg out to the side. So you can bring your toes up, but if you can keep them down on the ground, even better. And then extend your arms out in front of you, and your chest will probably not come all the way to the ground, but it might. And just getting a nice stretch in the inner aspect of that extended leg. And coming back up and repeating on the other side. So right leg comes out to the side, sinking back. And coming right back up into tabletop. Now we're going to tuck our toes under, coming into our first down dog. So you may want to just pedal out your feet since it's our first down dog. Stretching out your calves a bit. And we're going to just kind of warm up our body. So we're going to just come forward into plank and then come down into an up dog, swaying a little bit back and forth. And then crouching back into bear. And then coming back up into down dog. We're going to do that a little bit faster. And try to make these movements fluid if you can. So down dog, plank, up dog, bear. Down dog, plank, up dog, bear. And wherever you need to hold a pose, where you think your body needs a little extra stretch, then hold it where you need to hold it. We'll be here for a few breaths, so go at your own pace. Your breath, your movement. And we'll meet back in down dog. Once we're in down dog, we're going to take tiny little Barbie steps all the way up to the front of the mat till we come into forward fold. And just let your arms drape. If you want to grab your elbows and come into a ragdoll, that's fine. Or just let your palms fall to the ground. If you want to put your palms under your feet, that's okay. And then slowly rise up, one vertebrae at a time. Bringing hands to heart center. We will flow through a few sun salutations. So sweeping arms up, folding down into forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Stepping or hopping back into plank or chaturanga. Lowering down, coming up. Up dog. Coming back into down dog. Stepping your right leg forward. Dropping your back knee. Low lunge. Dropping your hands, coming back again into down dog. This time bringing your left leg forward. Dropping your right knee. Low lunge on the left side. Framing your left foot back again into down dog. Then hopping or stepping up into forward fold. Letting yourself rest for a second in forward fold before sweeping on the inhale up. Exhale, namaste at heart center. And let's repeat that a few more times. Inhale, sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, jump or step back. Up dog. And down dog. Settle into your down dog. And on the inhale, we're going to step our right leg forward, dropping our back leg, low lunge. And framing up that front foot, stepping back again into down dog, just for a moment. And then left leg comes forward, dropping our back knee, low lunge on the left side. Dropping our hands, coming back again into down dog. Hop or step forward for forward fold. Inhale, sweeping arms up. And exhale, namaste. 2 more times of this. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop back. Up dog. Down dog. This time, let's reach our right leg up to the sky. Toes pointing downward. Then extending forward into our lunge. Really pressing into that right leg. Extending arms up as if somebody's pulling you up from the ceiling. And dropping your And coming back into down dog. And extending your left leg up and back, squaring the hips, keeping the toes pointed towards the ground, and then stepping that foot right between the hands. Arms come up. And placing them on either side of the foot, stepping back into down dog. And step or hop forward, forward fold. Inhale, sweeping arms up, and exhale, namaste. At heart center, one more, sun salutation. Inhale, exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, step or hop back. Up dog. Down dog. Lift your right leg up to the sky. Three-legged down dog. If you want, you can work on flipping your dog. Extend your right leg over. Reaching, getting a nice back bend. And coming back over, three-legged dog. Stepping your foot between your hands, dropping your back leg. Low lunge. And framing up that foot, stepping back into down dog. Same thing, other side. Extending your left leg up, three-legged dog. If it serves you, opening up your hip, bringing that leg over into wild thing. Finding length in your spine, that left side of your body, and flipping your dog back up, bringing the left leg back up, three-legged dog, and bringing it back in between your hands, dropping your right leg, reaching up, low lunge. And framing up that foot once again, bringing your foot back for down dog, just for a moment before we step or hop back up into forward fold. Now let's bring our feet out wide for a wide-legged forward fold. And then sink our hips down for a low squat. So we're coming down, not malasana, but really holding a low squat. So hands can come out in front of you. We're going to be here for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing your hips up, hands down. Heel toe your feet out wide for a wide-legged forward fold. And going over to the right side, grabbing that right ankle, and just bringing your torso over to that right leg. And if it serves you, if you'd like to reach your hand up, you can do that. And returning to your ankle, walking over to the left ankle this time for the same thing.
If you reached your arm up on the other side, do it on this side as well. And bringing hands back to center. Placing hands on hips, we're going to come up and moving toes out to a 45-degree angle. We're going to sink our legs down, our hips down, coming up into a goddess pose. So from here, we're going to lift up one heel at a time, right, left, right, left. Just go back and forth with me for a few counts. Now we're going to lift up both heels and just hold for a count of 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bringing both heels down, reaching or extending your legs out straight and coming down. We're going to bend over our right leg for a pyramid pose on this side. So just getting a stretch through the back of the right leg. And here we want to make sure when we extend over this leg that our hips are square. So we're not going at a diagonal, but our hips are very square. And as we go down, we're kind of going over like the center line between both legs. And lifting up, we're going to just pivot to the other side and making sure that you have about 6 inches between your feet. Your feet don't want to be in the same plane. They want to be about 6 inches apart. And then we're going to do the same thing on the other side. So pyramid pose on the left side. So again, keeping hips square, bending over that central line between the two legs. Keeping a neutral spine, so your spine is not rounded, but keeping it nice and straight. And pivoting back towards the front of your mat, coming down. We're going to come down into a forearm plank and then walking your feet up into dolphin pose. So we don't want to neglect our arms in this energizing practice. So coming into this challenging pose, we're going to hold dolphin pose for about 10 seconds. So this can be pretty challenging for most people. So if you need to bring your knees down, that's okay. Otherwise, we're going to start now. So really engaging your shoulder girdle. your core. And stick with me. We have 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And bring your knees down. And if you want to come into a child's pose, that's fine. Give your shoulders a little break. We're going to repeat that one more time. Okay. Finding that forearm plank once again. And if you think, if dolphin is just a little too much and you just want to hold forearm plank, that's okay too. Otherwise, walking your feet in as far as you can, keeping your shoulders engaged. We'll be here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dropping your knees, coming back into a child's pose. And coming back up. We're going to do one last thing for our arms. So coming into a chaturanga or a plank position, we're just going to come down and do a few push-ups. So coming into plank, we will come down and do chaturanga, press back up. We'll do that 2 more times. Chaturanga, press back up. 1 more. Chaturanga, press back up. Good job. And then coming to just a seat here, a nice easy seat. We'll just finish before we come into Shavasana just by doing some side bends. So just placing one hand, your left hand on the left, your left hand on the left side of your body, just reaching your arm, right arm over, keeping both sits bones planted. You don't want to have your hip coming off the ground, keeping that planted. So only coming over with your arm as far as that allows. And then sweeping over and finding this on the other side. So you may find that you have to press a little bit into this bottom hand to keep your both hips on the ground, and that's fine. And sweeping over, and we'll do that a couple more times. And sweep. And lastly, since we're sitting here, we're going to just do a neck stretch. So you can come forward onto your elbows and placing your, if you're using your left hand, you place your right chin, the right side of your chin in your left hand. And then you just gently stretch your neck. and then gently, slowly release. That can be kind of intense. So switching sides, using your right hand, you place the left side of your chin in your right palm, and then taking the back side of your head in your right hand, or your left hand, sorry. And slowly undo that. You may just want to do a few gentle, slow neck rolls after that. And then we'll slowly make our way down onto our backs. And if you want to find the outsides of your feet for happy baby, you could do that. And if it feels good to maybe extend one leg, getting a little deeper stretch in that leg, feel free to do that. If you'd rather just stay in happy baby, that's fine too. And bringing your feet down to the mat, we're going to just do one bridge pose before Shavasana. So you can either grab your ankles. Some people like to grab their ankles for bridge pose. Otherwise, just having your heels about the length of your fingertips. And then heels are about hip distance apart. So we're going to lift up the pelvis and then kind of shimmy your shoulders underneath, your shoulder blades underneath yourself. And trying to keep your knees and your toes pointed the same direction and parallel to one another. And your pelvis reaching up high. So quads are very much engaged, as well as the glutes and the hamstrings. So this is a very active pose. Keeping your pelvis lifted, and remember to keep your knees pressing towards one another, not touching, but pressing towards each other. As if you're squeezing a block between your knees. And then slowly lowering your hips one vertebrae at a time. Bringing your knees in for maybe just a little squeeze. And then extending your legs out for Shavasana. So letting your legs just open up. Toes can point towards the outside corners of the mat. Hands are up towards the ceiling to receive energy. Letting your eyes flutter closed. Breath becomes more shallow. And just enjoy these last few moments of solitude and stillness. slowly in your own time, start to just wiggle your fingers and toes. Maybe just let your thumb trace the fingertips, creating just a gentle sensation. Start to integrate movement in the rest of your body as you see fit. Maybe you want to bring your knees up towards your chest or roll into a fetal position on one side or the other. Maybe that means rolling your wrists or your ankles. And in your own time, come up and find a comfortable seated position, whatever that means to you. And we'll seal our practice with a namaste. So gathering hands at heart center. I invite you to say with me, namaste. Namaste. Thank you for joining me. Thank you, yogis. Have a wonderful day, whatever's coming next for you, and may you feel more energized and fluid and less stagnant than you did when you started this class. Have a lovely day. And definitely tune into other classes. There are plenty more that we have to offer here for all kinds of things, whether you need grounding or more energizing or yoga nidra. Definitely check it out. So lovejivana.com. Thank you so much.